Okay, I was working on this MicroKorg like mini keyboard and learned a valuable lesson. I'm going to talk about a repair I did and something that I fixed, and then I had to fix something else. So the issue was this pot right here. As you can see, look how worn the silk screen is on this panel. So the person that brought it in is a friend of mine, and I think when he plays this, he just cranks that knob a lot. So the knobs aren't on it yet, but that's just where they wore the paint off. So anyways, this pot was bad, and I replaced it and got it back to him, and he said, okay, it works great, but now the pitch bend and modulation wheels are not working. So I thought, okay, simple problem. I probably just didn't plug them in. There's a cable in the back. So I got it back from him. I flipped it over, and here's the cable from the pitch bend and modulation wheels, and it was plugged in. So I was hoping to find it unplugged, and that would be a simple fix. You just plug the cable back in, and then everything works. So that was plugged in. So I remembered to do that, and I started looking around. I got a digital multimeter out and started measuring voltage here, and I was measuring nothing at all on these pots. So then I started thinking, okay, maybe there's a break in the connection, because all these pots, the pitch bend and modulation pots, and all the pots on the front panel, I'm assuming they get a plus voltage, probably 5 volts in ground, and then as you vary them, you get a varying voltage, and then that's read by A to D converters on the board, and the circuitry response, as it should. So anyways, did not measure any voltage here at all. So I thought, okay, there must be some kind of broken connection. So I opened this thing up. And by the way, here's where the pot was that I replaced, and I think I broke a trace, and I had to fix it though. But anyways, I opened it up, and this one lug on the far end of this pot that I replaced, it's a double-sided board, and there's traces on both sides. And I noticed on the top side, you can't see it here because I've already assembled it back, but on the top side, the pot lug was soldered on the back side. It wasn't soldered on the front, and there was like a via around that lug, and there wasn't really a connection between this lug and the top trace, which is on the other side of the board, and that trace actually goes right to the connector, which probably feeds a voltage to the pitch bend and modulation pots. So what I did was I did a little jumper wire just from that lug of the pot to the trace it was supposed to go to on the top side, and that fixed it. So when I replaced this pot, I should have soldered it on both sides, although the traces were pretty well damaged. I think this was replaced one time before, because when I opened it up, it looked like they had replaced it one time before. So the moral of the story is, or the lesson from this whole repair is, with a through-hole component or any component, if you have you have to look really carefully before you unsolder it. There might be traces on the top side and the bottom side. They might be using the hole for that lug as a via to route signals from one side of the board to the other. So anyways, I kind of got lucky. It's a good thing. I don't think this was like a 4-sided board. I think it's just a double-sided board, but that was the fix. So I just had to reconnect that trace, and then it provided voltage to this connector, which provided voltage to the pitch bend and mod pots. So they're working now. So yeah, just a simple thing I learned. You might find this useful for a similar repair. Yeah, just be aware if you replace any kind of through-hole parts, be aware that the lug might need to be soldered on both the top side and the bottom side. So hope you find that useful. It's kind of a cool little keyboard, a Korg Micro Synth, and has a lot of cool sounds on it. I think it has a vocoder built in. So that's it. Thanks.